with a chance to take the lead. Kaepernick, end zone, Crabtree, broken up, picked off. This game is over.
Welcome, folks, to 12 Minutes of Your Time. That's Ryan Bailey. I'm Mike Bailey. We're talking Seahawks. We're talking the Seahawks lost week 5, 32-39. New Orleans pulled it out. As usual, this is 12 minutes. The clock is starting. All right, first, we're going to start off with the unfortunate news, Ryan, about Rashad Penny. He went to the IR. They said he's out for the season. He's had a long career with injuries. He has bounced back, but this one might be his last one as a Seahawk. He's not under contract next season. What are you thinking, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, tough for him. Always feel bad that he's hurt, but as a fan, this is why we drafted Kenneth Walker, and this is why you shouldn't have been mad about that draft pick. If you watched the Seahawks enough, you knew Carson wasn't coming back. We know Penny is injury prone quite often, and here is Walker's time, and that's what that's why we drafted him. So let's see what happens. I mean, I would love to have Penny come back next year. Don't get me wrong. He's the best that never was, right? Because he just never gets it going, but he's phenomenal. I think he was running at the top speed of one of his plays was like over 21 miles per hour. It's ridiculous at his size. So, hopefully for a speedy recovery, and let's see if we can bring him back.
Yeah, that's one reason we didn't sign him to a 5th-year contract or his rookie, keep his rookie 5th year. And, we took a gamble, and that's very correct. That's why we have Walker. And maybe we make a trade for someone else. Depends how much we believe in our team. But we do look pretty good. We'll move into Geno Smith and how good he looks. We trust him, right? We trust him. I mean, he just looks good. I love how big he is,
That's the boy right there, dude. He a dog. Yeah. He a dog out there, man. He's looking hungry. He's eating everything he can get. It's awesome.
He's a leader. He's leading well.
Yeah. I was nervous at first because he didn't get that C, right? He didn't get that captain on there, but then gave it to Lockett. And so it's like, okay, well, who is this guy really in the locker?
Yeah.
But he's out there and he's just leading by example, just doing everything right. I mean, of course, there's some things that, he's got mistakes on, but who doesn't? And you can't be perfect throughout a whole game. But right now, he's the number 1 quarterback in the league.
Quarterback rating wise?
Yeah.
That's 100%. Pretty cool. I did not know that. I know he had a very good day yesterday. I believe no interceptions, 3 touchdowns. The turnovers are key. Yes, he does look a little. He doesn't look like Mahomes, but he is definitely what we wanted. More than what we were probably expecting after trading for Russ. And I understand why. And actually, it makes me think that did Pete and John have these internal conversations last season during struggling times? Like, how much do they believe in Geno? I wonder if they were like, no, we really think Geno could come in and step it in. It makes me think about that.
I think it's that. I think that Jaguars game is what really changed it for them. Okay. I think him being so successful in that Jaguars game and them dominating that game, it made them think, okay, we can move on from Russ and kind of maybe see what's out there for us. And I think that's maybe one of the key points for their off season.
So he's on a 1-year contract, Ryan, or is he on the last year of his contract? A 1-year?
1-year contract, $3.5 million steal, but let's start looking to, get him going for next year. And maybe a 3-year contract extension would be great,
Yeah, he has minimal tread on the tires. He's still relatively young. I believe he's 30, 32, early 30s. Does make us think about drafting a quarterback high next year as what we thought our plan was going to be with 2 first-round picks.
Yeah. What do we pay him though? That's the thing, right? What is this NFL agent of Geno Smith thinking right now?
Right. He's thinking 25, 30 mil. He's literally gonna up his average right now. Whatever he gets 10% off of him. He's getting 10 times. He's gonna get 10 times that much, maybe. Yeah, pretty crazy. But good for him. Good for Geno. He looks great. I love watching him. He's super big. He's bigger than Russ, which is my eyes just seem to catch a lot. So it's good. Anyways, moving on. We'll move on to the offensive line. Abe Lucas gave up his first sack of his career. Besides that, overall, the offensive line looked great as well.
Yeah, I mean, still the best. I mean, he's not even. There's no one even close to him right now from rookie offensive tackles. Like, he's dominating. He looks amazing. So Rookie offensive tackle, he's the best in pass blocking. It's no one even close to him. Yes, he gave up a sack to Cam Jordan, which, some of the best offensive linemen in this game have given up sacks to him. So this is not a crazy thing that happened.
No, Cam Jordan is a pro's pro. They put him over there the whole time. They knew that was a good matchup, and I'm sure Lucas I'm sure Cam Jordan was impressed by him at the end of the day.
For sure, he was 100%, because it still wasn't even an easy sack for him there. And they did get 3 sacks on Geno this time, but some of them were covered sacks. It's a good defense. New Orleans was a good defense, and Geno dominated against them.
Yeah, put up 32 on him.
Yeah, 32 up against that defense. It's insanity. This is still a good defense with Tyrann Mathieu in the backfield, Cam Jordan up front. What are we talking about here? That's amazing. And Marshall Lattimore, like what?
And they kept their defensive coordinator after Sean Payton left. Mm-hmm. So that just showed that they wanted to continue that culture of a good defense and work on the offense.
Yeah. Exactly.
DK and Lockett look very in sync with Geno. It looks beautiful. Our whole offense looks great. It's actually quite surprising. And I wonder how much of the issue was Russ, maybe, in a sense of not necessarily his talent or his leadership or anything, but the way it needed to change and develop over time.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what the issue was? I mean, you can look back and say Russ doesn't, Russ just looks for the deep passes and actually listen to his offensive coordinator. He just kind of does his own thing. He thinks he should be the offensive coordinator, right? Which doesn't seem to be very successful over at Denver either. And Waldron didn't really get a full year with him either. Though.
Yeah,
hurt pretty quickly.
That's true. That's very true.
But
he has more time with Geno. You're right. Yeah, but I kind of got off tangent there. But DK and Lockett look very in sync with Geno, and it's better than we could expect. But also one quick thing that just popped in my head: I don't think we targeted our tight ends enough, or maybe we didn't trust them towards the end, because Will Disley had a couple of drops, I believe.
He had his first drop of the season, and that was very frustrating because it was a big drop. It's a big time drop, and that's where we've talked about this before in the podcast, that you need to catch the football here. Like, if you're being called upon, DK can have a drop. That's okay. We're fine with that.
Yeah.
It's because he's going to get volume. But when you're being called upon to be situational football, you need to catch that football. And Disley dropped it, and that was one of the reasons why we had our time getting another first down. And that's on him. It's nobody else but him. It hit him right in his hands.
That's a great point. When you are that person that's going to catch something in a situational football, in a situational, you know what I'm saying? That is something that they need. They cannot make mistakes like that. All right, moving on. We're halfway through. We're going to go to our defense. We love our offense. Our defense is very suspect. We'll start with the poor play by our linebackers again, just not filling gaps and whatnot.
Yeah, they just can't tackle. They can't fill gaps. I mean, Jordan Brooks, I don't know what he was doing, but a wide receiver comes right across the front of his face and he doesn't take him. And that guy immediately gets the first down on a long third down. So it's just like, come on, man. You know that they're throwing it. It's a long third down. And he just doesn't guard the guy who goes right across his face. I just don't understand what was going on there. And then just the guys up front, we're not getting any production out of Darrell Taylor. Poona Ford's not getting any production. I just, right now, if you're telling me that we kind of blew up the offense in last year and kind of got, we kept, some of the good stars like Lockett and DK and Penny because he played well towards the end. Then let's just do the same thing on defense next year too. Let's get rid of everyone. I mean, I'm like, even Shelby Harris, he's owed $9 million next year. Give that $9 million to Geno.
Right, that could be an easy cut. That could be an easy cut. You're right. That's a good point about where else that money could go. It's not just realizing that he may not be worth the value, but where else can that money go to be valuable?
Yeah,
that's a great point about that. Yeah, and who knows how much of it is growing pain with our front seven right now. Obviously, our DBs are making some plays. I'm not too sure anyone has a turnover in the linebacker position. I believe all our turnovers have come from the DBs, the fumbles and the interceptions. So that's frustrating as well. But Woods seems to be playing well, but you're right. Poona and Jefferson, I believe, is the other 77. They aren't making plays, but their names aren't being called either, in a sense. So that could be a good thing with penalties and whatnot. But our linebackers are extremely poor when it comes to gap control. Maybe they're just going to take some more time. I mean, Clint, maybe they're just not getting it mentally. Who knows how much Pete is influenced with Clint. Obviously, I'm sure everyone's extremely frustrated. Moving on, I did mention that we have a few more minutes. Moving on, I did mention Woods had a really good game that should go unnoticed. Woolen had another interception. It should be going. Kobe Bryant looked a little better as well.
Woolen is amazing. What is this? What is this kid doing? Like I've never seen anything like this. They said that he almost ran 23 miles per hour trying to catch up to Taysom Hill in that long 60-yard run. We did catch up to him, and he went for the strip. And that's rough. Okay. But almost 22 miles per hour. What are we talking about here? That's insanity. Yeah. So no one's been clocked at that high. He went 22.9. So I don't know what is going on there, but he's phenomenal. We love him. Kobe's good. We want him. It's not that he's great to pass defender. He's just getting the ball out of the offensive hands. And that's what we want. That's what Pete wants, baby.
No, we do. We want that interruption. Woolen, what I loved about that interception, it was an easy one, and he didn't mess it up. You know what I'm saying? It was a terrible throw. It was thrown right at him, extremely behind the receiver, and he capitalized it. Because sometimes the easy ones will get away from you. Example, the last year's NFC Championship game, the Niner DB dropped a completely wide open interception while they were still ahead in that game. Diggs, though, unfortunately, did not have a good game. We got about 30 seconds here. We won't really elaborate on that, but we'll quickly talk about our special teams before we hit the 12 minutes.
Dixon is just, that loses us football games when he does that.
Yeah.
And supposedly, Pete said it was a rugby kick. He was not supposed to be trying to run. He's supposed to kick that football. He hesitated and then got, then sacked and fumbled and everything like that. And that is unacceptable. And if he's going to lose his football games like that, then I don't want him back.
Yeah. And most importantly, all these mistakes we've talked about, hopefully the players realize it. The coaches can help them fix that, and we can move on and get a W next week against the Cardinals. I'm Mike Bailey. That's Ryan Bailey. Thank you, everyone. Go Hawks. This is 12 minutes every time.
Go Hogs, baby. Woo!